Rockstar Games has basically completely overhauled the Cayo Perico Heist loot and payout systems in GTA Online with the introduction of the Criminal Enterprises DLC. Going into this new DLC update, Rockstar made their major announcement that they would be officially nerfing the heist, and so naturally that made the grinders and the solo players in GTA Online extremely upset. It put a sour taste in the mouths of many. Now it's been a few days since the update released, and the actual changes that Rockstar made are still overall really confusing, with some players, and several of them have commented on my channel asking what exactly it is that Rockstar changed about the heist, and that is what we will be discussing here on the channel today. Today on the show, we will be going over the entire Cayo Perico Heist nerfs and changes, and basically giving you a fully explained debrief so that you're completely prepared to face the new 2022 version of the Cayo Perico Heist. So if you enjoyed this video at any point, or if you just find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you want to stay up to date and in the loop with everything GTA Online, Red Dead Online, and Rockstar Games, consider hitting that subscribe button with your bell notifications turned on. So, jumping right in, I should preface this guide and tell you that I'm saving my own personal opinions of things for the end. I just want to get all the information and changes out of the way first before I start to opine on it all. So if you're interested in that, definitely stick around. Before the DLC, Rockstar stated that all original heists plus the Doomsday heists were getting buffs, and immediately after that news, they stated the following. With this update, all heists will be aligned to have the same cooldown timer of 1 in-game day, which is 48 real-life minutes, when playing as a group. We will also adjust specific aspects of the Cayo Perico Heist finale to better balance a player's time spent in GTA Online. Solo playthroughs of the Cayo Perico Heist finale will trigger a cooldown of 3 in-game days, and after stealing a high-value primary target in the Cayo Perico Heist finale, the higher-value primary targets will appear less often for the next 72 hours, which in this newswire they mean 72 real-life hours, while the value of secondary targets will increase. This is intended to encourage exploration and cooperation between players. One thing that should be mentioned that's sort of confusing is the Cayo Perico Heist cooldown actually isn't 3 in-game days like they state in that newswire. It's actually 4 in-game days in GTA Online. 4 in-game days in the game is equal to 192 real-life minutes, which is 3 hours and 12 minutes total. TezFun2 is unsure whether it is intended by Rockstar or if that's a typo, but regardless, that's a super long cooldown timer to have applied to this heist when all the others only have 1 in-game day. Not only that, but your primary and secondary target loot is also affected even when you have the opportunity to replay the heist after your initial 192 real-life minute or 4 in-game day cooldown expires. Now, if you have any questions on what I mean by all this, that's exactly what this video is for, because none of this makes sense just from their newswire. We do have a chart put together to help all the solo grinders of Cayo Perico, as well as just any GTA Online player, to help them understand the actual numerical changes to the Cayo Perico Heist, and hopefully this helps you plan your strategies better, as well as helps you pick and choose what primary and secondary targets are worth picking up and when. So let's take a look. Let's assume you just completed your Cayo Perico Heist solo. Great job. You're walking away with a lot of money for it. But now what? You have 192 minutes to wait. You can go grind your other businesses, play tuners contracts, security contracts, payphone hits, whatever combination of money-making methods you prefer. Now that you ran down that timer for the cooldown and it's finally time to jump back into the Cayo Perico Heist, what happens next? Well, a few things. The primary target loot rates will either be decreased significantly or decreased extremely, almost to the point of irrelevancy, depending on when you play Cayo Perico again. The 72 hours figure on this chart is referring to real-life hours here, not the in-game hours mentioned before, so keep that in mind. If you play Cayo Perico within 3 real-life days of your last time playing, you will see a 40% decrease in the chances of looting Cincimito Tequila, an 85% decrease in chances of looting the Ruby Necklace, an 85% decrease in the chances of looting the Bearer Bonds, and a 90% decrease in the chances of looting the Pink Diamond. If you wait until 3 full real-life days have passed to play the heist again, you will see a 0% chance of the Cincimito Tequila spawning as a lootable, meaning only the Ruby Necklace, Bearer Bonds, or the Pink Diamond have a chance at spawning. And even then, the Ruby Necklace only has a 40% chance of being looted, the Bearer Bonds have a 40% chance of spawning, and the Pink Diamond only has a 20% chance of spawning in during the heist. Below that, we can see the secondary target buffs when you possess a primary target lootable. Remember, this states that it's referring to new runs within the 72-hour window of your last playthrough. So, if you are able to loot the Cincimito Tequila, all secondary targets receive a 20% buff. The Ruby Necklace will grant a 10% buff, the Bearer Bonds grant a 5% buff, and the Pink Diamond does not grant any sort of buff here. Even with this chart from TezFun2, it can be kind of confusing. However, at the end of the day, my recommendation and advice to players is just to continue playing the heist the moment you're able to replay the heist, which is 192 real-life minutes targets after completing your last heist run. The reasoning being is because if you wait the full 3 real-life days to get a higher chance of a different primary target to spawn, you sacrifice so many potential Cayo Perico Heist runs in the meantime. On screen, you can see the primary targets and their values on both normal mode and hard mode, the Cincimito Tequila, Ruby Necklace, the Bearer Bonds, the Pink Diamond, and even though the Panther statue is currently disabled right now, I have it on screen so you can see it for your convenience. Now, something important to note here is that once the heist is over, there are 2 additional fees. Fencing fees, which are 10% of the primary and secondary take combined, and then Pavel's cut, which is 2% of the primary and secondary take combined. And just a little side tip here, if you do wish to change your primary target during the heist, then you can do so by canceling your current heist and setting up a new one. You can do this by calling Pavel when you're not inside of your Kasatka submarine, and once canceled, just wait for Pavel's call asking you to set up a new Cayo Perico heist, then head to your submarine to do so. Note that if you had hard mode active, it would be gone, and starting a new one will revert the difficulty back to normal. You don't have to worry about the setup cost though, as the cost is refunded once you cancel the heists. Overall though, Rockstar really did not help anyone by nerfing the Cayo Perico heist, despite them claiming to. They upset the money grinders, they upset the general players, and overall just made it more confusing for everyone at the end of the day, and I just don't think it was necessary at all. They claim it's to promote team play and cooperation with your friends. I call BS. What this really does is limit your own money earning potential. The thing is though, I'm surprised it's lasted so long. The heist is obviously overpowered in terms of payout, and it's been like that from the start, so when farming it over and over and over again with no cooldown, there's no reason to play any of the other content in the game. No reason to do missions, businesses, adversary mode, survivals, contracts, etc., unless you wanted to stack even more money on top of it, which is what most hardcore players and money grinders do. The general player though would just run 1 Cayo Perico heist per night after a long day of school or work and then log off. If they did that daily, they would still make so much money in between the 2 DLCs that release in GTA Online each year. Games nowadays are always changing the meta. Warzone switches up weapon balancing every single update, and their updates release several times a month. Now, while this isn't Call of Duty Warzone, and it is GTA, Cayo Perico has been the cash king for so long, and it still is, honestly. It's still the fastest way to earn money when you consider the time spent on the actual activity itself. The cooldown is just so unnecessary here, though. Let players farm it over and over and over if they want. The problem with that though, and the reason why Rockstar nerfed it and didn't nerf the actual cash payouts, is because if they actually nerfed the cash payouts and made the tequila worth like $250,000 for example instead of $900,000, then the general player base wouldn't feel like it was really good at all, and the money grinders would also have to grind even harder, and that also wouldn't work. But that's not the player's fault. It's Rockstar's. They made the game, they designed the heist, and they created the in-game economy of GTA Online. So overall, everything is just a lose-lose from the very beginning. Rockstar would need to overhaul the entire online game's currency and economy mechanics for the heist to become replayable, lucrative for both money grinders and the general players who only play a couple hours here and there on the game, and also make it so it's not overpowered to the point where other content besides the heist just isn't worth it at all. When everything in both GTA Online and Red Dead Online feed back into the purposes of making money to let you buy anything you want, Rockstar can arbitrarily set timers on content to artificially limit how much players can make per hour. Rather than having RNG determine lootable items like cars, weapons, and more in the game, it's all determined by your bank account. $5 million in GTA Online can purchase hundreds of different items if you only spent the $5 million on one thing. There's no chase in the game. It's just grind with no reward because you get to choose what you unlock. The game doesn't necessarily reward your grind by unlocking a rare item for you. As long as you have enough money, you can get whatever you want. But this is getting off topic and really into the nature of how messy this economy is, and I hope it changes in GTA 6 and GTA 6 Online. That's all I'll say. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts on everything in the comments below. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. With all that said, that's all we have time for today, and we're gonna wrap things up right here. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video today, and if you did, hopefully I earned your like on it. And of course, if you are new to my channel and you want to stay up to date with all the best GTA Online, Red Dead Online, and Rockstar Games content, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single thing we post here on the channel. We consistently talk about updates, news, information, tips, tricks, and even leaks, and we'll keep you guys updated here on the channel daily. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube, and you're more than welcome to ask me any questions on those platforms. You can follow me at HazardousHDTV, and all of my social media links can be found in the description down below. That being said, thank you all so much for watching, everyone. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next GTA Online video. Adios, amigos.